Hello everyone, it's Ronnie again. Happy Saturday. I hope your weekend is going great. Today I'm gonna talk about something that I love. It's something that I participate in every day, and it's probably one thing that I really enjoy about every single day. So it's kind of sad, but it's good. I'm talking about coffee. I thought it would be cool to talk about coffee today. I spent most of my adult life working with coffee and the other part of my adult life learning about nutrition. So I thought it would be cool to kind of bring the two together. So I'm going to talk about coffee. I'm going to talk about where coffee comes from. I'm going to talk about the nutrition of coffee and talk about coffee's effect on your body. Awesome, so let's get started. So first of all, coffee is the most consumed beverage worldwide outside of water. 50% of Americans report drinking coffee every day. So it's important to talk about. So I'm going to bring more flashcards into this. So the coffee comes from this area of the world. Excuse my poor drawing of the world, but you can get the point that it's between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area of the world, or these areas of the world, have wonderful climates for growing coffee. Coffee is grown at high elevations. Most coffee that you're going to drink is going to be from Arabica beans, which are the higher quality beans. They take a little bit longer to grow and taste a lot better than the other beans that are grown at a lower altitude. So yeah, coffee cup. This is where coffee comes from. It's wonderful. Latin America, Africa, and the Asia Pacific, all of them have different tasting notes, and I will save that video for a different time. But yeah, this is where your coffee comes from. So, coffee nutrition. So, black coffee is water over coffee beans, which don't have a lot of calories or caloric content. It's about 5 calories per cup of black coffee. So because it's mainly water, it is low in caloric content. Caffeine in coffee, an 8-ounce cup of a lighter roast or a blonde roast would have about 180 milligrams of caffeine. This is due to the lighter roasting process. When you roast a coffee bean for longer, it breaks down some of the caffeine. So a medium roast would have about 155 milligrams per cup of coffee. And then a straight espresso shot is going to have about 75 milligrams. So you can compare those if you want. That's just kind of the blanket of caffeine content of coffee. I love caffeine. Caffeine plays a big role on your brain and your liver and your organs. So that will be the next thing. So first, let's talk about coffee. When you drink coffee, it goes down your esophagus, into your stomach. It acts similar to alcohol as it pulls water from your body into your pulls. I'm trying to think of a good way. It makes you go pee a lot more. So it is a diuretic. So if you are drinking a lot of coffee, you're probably peeing a lot, and you probably should replace the water that you're losing with regular water. So coffee is great, but as like alcohol, it can dehydrate you, so make sure you're compensating with enough water. On the flip side of that, coffee does not cancel out the effects of alcohol. I just want to make that very clear. You can drink all the coffee you want when you're drunk. It's not going to sober you up. And this is partially due to them affecting different parts of your body. But they do affect similar organs, so let's talk about that. So 2 organs I really want to talk about are the liver and the brain. So when you drink coffee, it gets metabolized, and it's metabolized by the liver. So that's the same place that alcohol gets metabolized. So keep that in mind. And when caffeine gets metabolized by your liver, it then goes to the brain. Very poor drawing, the brain. I apologize. I also would like to throw out that I have no outside training of the brain besides what I learned in my undergrad. I'm not a neurologist, not a brain specialist, but I did learn some things about the brain through my nutrition training. So that is what I'm going to talk about. If you want to know more about the brain, you can talk to a neurologist. Okay, so you have the brain. Caffeine is a chemical. It's a chemical. Ugh. Okay. Caffeine is a chemical. And so it affects your brain in various ways, and this is the one that I want to talk about. So you have neurons in your brain that allow things to happen, and put that closer up there. Okay, so caffeine kind of comes in and blocks adenosine, which is the relaxing part of your brain. So it blocks that, which essentially allows dopamine, which makes you feel good, and glutamate, which is responsible for memory and learning, to kind of just run free, run wild, do whatever they want to do, which does a couple of things. So it wakes you up because it blocks the relaxing neurotransmitter, and then it makes you feel good because of dopamine. It increases your focus by blocking, by allowing glutamate to run free. It also speeds up your metabolism because of this phenomenon in your body. So your heart rate will be faster, your blood vessels will open, and that in turn also helps you focus and feel more alert. On the flip side, caffeine has a half-life of 4 hours, so coffee and caffeine wear off pretty fast, and so you gotta keep drinking caffeine if you're gonna want that same effect over and over and over and over again, which can be dangerous because that will desensitize that mechanism, and it will require you to drink more coffee as you go to feel more awake. And then when you stop drinking coffee, it's so desensitized that it's hard for you to feel alert and wake up. There's a recovery period. You go through withdrawal symptoms similar to what you would do with other drugs. So yeah, so I talked about what coffee is, where coffee comes from, caffeine content of coffee. Blonde roast will have more caffeine because of the lighter roasting process. Black coffee is very low in caloric content, but caffeine, the drug and chemical, has various effects on your body. Make sure to drink more water when you're drinking coffee consistently, and don't be surprised when you start to feel tired after caffeine wears off. So, well, I hope this video was cool for you. It was really cool kind of marrying my two favorite things. caffeine. Obviously, I have it tattooed on me, and nutrition. So yeah, thank you for letting me do this. And as always, this video was intended for entertainment purposes only. So if you have more questions about this, you can talk to your doctor. Most dietitians should be able to tell you about it as well. So yeah, have a great day, and I will see y'all next week.